Welcome everybody, this is Retro Challenge Gamer, and we're going to be completing our third and last lunar base mine. We're going to be traveling to Venus after this. So, in terms of level size, this is probably so far the biggest level we've encountered yet. And the maze of the mine is actually even more confusing. But this ain't nothing to what level 5 will give us, that's for sure. There's... Okay, I thought there was a Class 1 drone behind me there. There is 2 routes to the same place, ultimately, but it leads to a massive room with one offshoot leading to the blue key, and then the other offshoot with the blue door down in the center of the floor of the massive room. I'll point it out when we get there, because trying to describe directions in a descent level is kind of next to impossible. Because, you know, you can pretty much go in all 360-degree directions. So how do you direct somebody from one point to the other? Whoa! From one point to the other. But so far, the challenge has been more or less minimal. And it will continue to be that way for several levels beyond this. And I think we have here our very first spread fire cannon. Very useful. Especially since this is the best weapon, or I should say the last weapon we're going to get in this Shareware Arsenal run. Yeah, sure, there's a plasma cannon in level 8 and fusion cannon a few levels later, but this is pretty much the epitome of what we're going to get. So now that we've had concussion missiles, homing missiles, prox bombs, we've pretty much now have the whole arsenal that will be available to us. But yes, here's the big room I was talking about, and there's a couple secrets here I can get. Ooh. Kind of good secrets, too. Could always use some more Vulcan ammo. But one of these doors, not that one, leads us to the blue key. I think it's... okay, it's this one. On the whole, these cubes, I don't know if you've noticed already, these levels are made up of cubes. And that's pretty much the basis for these 3D structures that comprise the levels. So if you really were to analyze, even just playing through the levels, how many cubes make up a room, you could pretty much see, like literally in the game, how many cubes each room takes up just by kind of figuring it out on your own. And just looking at the auto map helps too. But the cubes don't have to necessarily be a complete square. They can actually be bent, twisted, turned, and to form all sorts of shapes, as evidenced by this cave-like looking room. A lot of cube manipulation was used here to create some sort of cave-like look. And I think it actually adds a lot of variety and spice to the level, whereas, you know, having a level of just nothing but square, sharp-cornered cube structures would be rather boring. And as is going to be typical, here's a key trap that gets set off as soon as you grab the key. Flares are good for a reason. Sometimes it gets pretty dark in these levels. The flares, however, use at least 1 point of energy per flare shot out. So this is actually resolved slightly in the second game, Descent 2, by actually adding another power-up called the headlight. And you can have like a little spotlight in front of you illuminating the darkness, which slowly drains your energy rather than 1 unit per flare. So it's up to the player which they prefer to light up the darkness, which one they would like to use. If I'm not mistaken, up there... oh, well, I forgot that there were enemies in the secret. Nothing but prox bombs. Kind of useless in single player, but I'm sure other people have found better uses for them. Alright, I was right. This is our first case of Matsins, or machine centers, or material centers, however you want to call it. Basically, okay, I'm gonna pull a little gambit here. I have no fear of dying, at least not in this level, so I'm gonna collect the hostages now. But these Matsins, thankfully, only spawn Class 1 drones in this level. I mean, we don't want to totally overwhelm the player, apparently. But there are triggers that get set off, either by collecting keys or entering from certain angles and rooms. I'm gonna put a couple bombs. Make sure they don't interfere as much when they spawn again. And I see some hidden doors around here. Yep, there's hidden doors. Me thinks that they're going to get activated as soon as I hit the reactor. But yes, these Motsons will start becoming a thorn in your side, and if there's a rather nasty one at level 26, but that's a topic for another time, when I'm actually at level 26. That's just a bad Motson placement all around. Okay, I think I've exhausted them. And now we enter our next... Oh! And we have introduced the new enemy, the Medium Hulk. We got a briefing of it at the beginning of level 1, but we never actually encountered it until here in the reactor room. So, don't let their dumb concussion missile attacks fool you. Those splash damage can be pretty damaging. And with that, we're pretty much done with the level. We're probably going to activate the Motsons on the way out, but we're just going to ignore them. Yep, there they go. Ooh, nasty trap. Got a Medium Hulk on our way. A couple small hulks. No big deal. And with that, we have completed all 3 lunar levels, and we're moving on to Venus. Not bad, all in all. Oh, that was a good cathartic experience. Yep, got a full rescue bonus, and that's if you make all hostages survive to the end of the level. Well, see you later!